Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Monday afternoon, October 23rd, looking at window traders and market profile of the ES and NQ. So, a lot of attempts by bulls today with short covering and momentum buying. It petered out late. Nothing changed in the bigger picture whatsoever. In ES, we couldn't even get out of the lower distribution from Friday. Never got into the single prints. NQ did get into the upper distribution, actually had a triple distribution day at one point, ended up holding one little small set of single prints for double distribution day. Righty had a very nice buy tail. I thought for sure they would end 9 wide. They end up with nothing except the day's high and the day's low. They never went trend up. They took back a good part of that buy tail. Yes, they took back the price probe. They got both overnights. Yet they couldn't get their pop from Friday. Us and NQ got both overnights. We were trend, gave that up. Our volume pop got lowered late in the day again. And that's why the volume pop to me isn't as important as the T-POC, because this stayed all the way up here. And because all the volume that M does building up down here, that's why it got lowered. So that's why to me, the time price opportunity is more important than volume. We end up with overlapping a lower value. We did get it unchanged at one point, went back to overlapping a lower. NQ ends up overlapping to higher. We gapped lower only to fail again. So only 26.3% of downside gaps have held. We went trend up, that failed. So only 33.3% of trend days have held to the upside. We had a really good range again, $6.65. Had a horrible start to the day, which really upset me because I had a chance to get out of it for only a small loss. But after that, I had a good day overall as I really did well battling back. So the trade that hurt me was an A period in ES. We were getting the ebb and flow short. We had the single prints. I was doing okay on it. It was actually up about 4 or 5 points. Then it started rallying. Now we had gotten the overnight low. Now I know we've been getting both overnights a lot, but I thought with the gap, value, the overnight low, I thought we'd at least get, a rejection around the opening. Well, it didn't. It went up there. I went full boat. I was short 10 of the ES. It literally did come back. I was looking for it to come back somewhere around 25. It came back to around 29, 28.75. I should have taken it off there. It would have been a small loss. Instead, I didn't, and then she just ripped, and by the time I took it off, it turned out to be a pretty good loss, over $3,000. So shame on me on that. I was really upset at myself on that. But then I started really concentrating, and in B period, I nailed NQ twice to take a long to pop A's high, which I did very well on, and then took a short when we filled the gap in B period, and that came back right away the first time. So those two trades went well. I was doing some ebb and flow trading in ES on the long side because I thought this market now was going to attempt to push up after what B did. I mean, I had a good day overall. The only other loss I had on the day was in G period and NQ. When we went and filled the single prints from Friday, I thought we would get the first time a pullback. I shorted at 11. It did pull back maybe 4 or 5 points, not a lot, and then it just rocketed up. I took it off at 18, which turned out to be a good loss because then we really ripped higher. But I had a good day overall. I'm not going to go over all these trades. I thought we would have, I did some longs in ES thinking we might get an afternoon pullback. I did not get hurt on any of them. I was long in L period. At a C's high after they filled the singles, and at half back at the time or right below it, and I got paid on it. So I turned out green on the day. But again, nothing changed in the bigger picture. We back and forth through the 200-day moving average in ES and SPY, closed below it. Now we'll see going forward. Again, we don't have much out tomorrow. Tomorrow night you start with the earnings with Google and Microsoft. Wednesday is Facebook. Thursday is Amazon. And then you have GDP Thursday, PCE Friday. I will not be here Friday. As far as destinations go, all we have, and we're at a $6.65 range. And our volume, pretty good, although we're not going to be in the top 10 again today. But 88 million right now. We're going to be doing over 90. So 422.66 is our 9-wide POC, and 424.45 is today's high. ES, today's low is 417.80. And ES, 62.50 is our 9-wide POC. 80.75 is today's high. And today's low is 13.25. And then let's look at the charts. So here's the weekly. We have an outside week down. Oh, and that's it. Oh, that's another thing. Another reason I took that short, we had the outside week down. So when A pushed up, I'm like, well, we have an outside week down. We have the gap. I really thought we were going to hold initially the opening and roll over again. But whatever, so be it. Anyway, here's weekly. We're now down. I am calling the weekly down in ES and SPY. Okay? We came out of this 9-day no man's land to the downside. We closed at right below the high of this previous balance. So we'll see now what happens. But right now I'm calling the weekly down, okay? And on the daily, we are certainly down. One time framing down, 4 days. Now one other thing, triple Qs and NQ, the weekly just stretched the balance low. So for my money's worth right now, all they did is stretch it by 20-something cents. So NQ and triple Qs are still in balance for me on the weekly. They did take out last month's low, so there's no more inside month, but they barely took it out, and they're still down on the monthly. But just so you know, they've at least defended the balance low in NQ the first time they traded at it today. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. I hope you had a good day trading. Thanks for the likes and subscribing to this channel. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.